Now, two 17-year-old Afghan nationals have been sentenced to youth detention terms of 10 years and 9 years, respectively, for the rape of a teenage girl in Warwickshire. Sky's Oliver Whitfield-Mircic joins me now. And we know this because a judge has lifted the ban on giving details.
Yes, that's right. It's after the members of the press went to the judge and said that they believed it was in the public interest to know the names of these defendants, who can now be named as Jahanzeb and Israr Niazal. Now, they were both 17-year-old boys who had fled Afghanistan and made their way over to the United Kingdom. Now, both of the defendants had been found to had pled guilty back in May earlier this year of taking the victim away from her friends who was out socialising, and then at one point dragging her to a wooded den area in Leamington Spa, where they both then raped her. Now, she had been screaming out for help during this altercation, and one of the defendants had placed his hand over her mouth. Eventually, she was helped by a member of the public, who then urged the victim to call the police and stay with her until she was safe. Now, the Deputy Chief Crown Prosecutor for the West Midlands, this is Ben Samples, said these convictions reflect the deliberate and deeply harmful choices made by the defendants who targeted and assaulted a vulnerable young victim. Rape is a profoundly damaging crime, leaving lasting emotional and psychological scars on victims and their families. The evidence in this case, including recordings and the victim's own testimony, made clear that defendants' responsibility for the suffering caused. Now, one of the defendants said that he came to the United Kingdom because he was fleeing the Taliban. He said that his father, who was in the Afghan National Army, had been murdered by the Taliban. He says that he intends to continue seeking asylum in the UK and that he'd like to make a life for himself here once he has served his time. The other defendant has already had his deportation papers served on him. So this is this case now that we can name both of these defendants as Jahanzeb and Israr Niazal.